I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. Ackneil Muldrow, businessman extraordinaire here in the city of Baltimore. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Glover. How are you?
I'm good. See Anthony Muse for U.S. Senate. Yes? No?
Yes,
Why?
more definitely yes, because he's one who will speak out for issues that are of concern to a broad community that is affected by our economy, by just our citizenship in the United States. And I'm glad to be here today with the pastors who are supporting him and speaking out on his behalf to say that we need representation in the United States Senate with a different dimension with regards to people of color.
Currently, no African Americans in the U.S.
There are
Senate.
absolutely none in the Senate at this time, so we're voiceless
African Americans comprise some 12 to 15% of the U.S.
of the U.S.
population,
population
but
here.
yet no
we're
representation in
no
the U.S. Senate
representation.
of the unique 100.
That's correct. So we're pushing here in Baltimore and throughout the state. We want everyone to come out and vote for Senator Muse because while he speaks for the voices, he speaks for people, and he understands their situation in life, and he wants to make it better.
What would you say to those who would respond by asking another question, answering a
What is that?
question with a question? Am I to vote for him just because he's black?
No, you vote for him because he's a person who's committed to people, and he happens to be black.
Redistricting was a huge issue here in the state of Maryland.
And he voted against it because he felt it did not properly represent or direct the resources to the people who will be in need.
Which made him the only African American black male elected official to do so.
That is correct. And I admire him for standing up.
A tad troubling considering the many African Americans that we have in the state legislature today. 40, 44, when back in the days, say, of a Clarence Mitchell III, there were only 11 African Americans in the Maryland General Assembly. It says that we've made progress in terms of numbers, but our agenda has been, some would say, watered down.
Well, I can't speak for why they did not oppose the redistricting plan, but I can also only speak for Senator Muse that it was admirable and courageous for what he did.
Over 40% of America's prison population is black males.
That's correct.
When African Americans, man, woman, boy, girl, collectively make up 12 to 15% of the population. This is something that I've heard Senator Muse address.
He's addressed that. He's very concerned about the number of people that are continuing to go into prison, and now as they're privatizing prisons, as he said, it's going to be more impactful on the minority community.
When you think of his background, being a foster child,
In 11 foster homes, 11 different foster homes.
you
And that is something that is traumatic, and we have to do as much as we can to correct that situation and focus more attention on getting young people, impressionable people, into a system that is more productive than just a foster home.
do you think that he would come to the black community in Baltimore and Prince George's County on the Eastern Shore more than once every 6 years?
I know he would come much more frequently, maybe once every week, because he's committed to serving people, and he's committed in serving all people, but particularly those who are at risk.
Well, it's interesting coming from you, Mr. Muldrow, because certainly you have a historical understanding of how African Americans have been treated in this state.
I understand it from an economic development standpoint, and we need more resources for small businesses. They don't have access to the financial resources that many others have.
I mean, are we just playing the same old violin, singing the same old song, lack of access to capital? Is it real? I mean, you're a banker.
Well, I hope that Senator Muse will help write some new music.
Any final thoughts?
Just vote for Senator Muse for the United States Senate
On April the 3rd.
on April the 3rd.
Thank you very much, Ackneil Muldrow. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
the truth.